What do you believe America's ranking was when it came to the amount of children living in a single-parent home? According to the OECD, America ranked 4th worldwide in children between the ages of being a newborn and 14 living in a single-parent home, with Denmark in 1st, United Kingdom in 2nd, and Lithuania in 3rd. That's not even including children from the ages of 15 to 18 living in a single-parent home. Now, what amount of children in the United States do you believe is living in a single-parent home? Even though it doesn't sound like a lot in percentage, America actually has 17% of their children from the ages of newborn to 18 living in a single-parent home. That's 16.8 million children living in a single-parent home. Good evening. I am Dana Burchett, and for my topic, I chose to do the impacts on a child living in a single-parent home. My reasons for doing this topic was because I myself am a child of a single parent, and I wanted to share not only my experiences, but other children of single parents. I want to share their experiences as well. I also wanted to learn about their experiences myself. My research paper can be divided into 3 separate sections. The first being economic standing of the single-parent family and how it impacts the family. The second is the support system surrounding the child of a single parent and the positive and negative impacts of those role models. The third is other impacts such as schooling and relationships. For the product, I chose to do a scrapbook. For the research, I used interviews that I conducted. Though I could not shadow single parents, children of single parents, or even professionals, I was able to get some very interesting responses through the interviews. Scrapbook, that was my product, includes responses from interviews, as well as statistics and quotes, and even photos of the single-parent families, telling how the children of single parents felt that they were impacted or are being impacted, as well as how single parents hope to impact their children. The whole process throughout the project can be divided into 4 steps. The first was to meet with my mentor to come up with a list of single parents, children of single parents, and professionals that I can interview. The second was to conduct interviews and then write the reports. The third was the hardest for me. It was to gather the most important and impactful information so that I could share it with the judges and my audience. The fourth step was to acquire photos of the single parent family in order to construct the product. Throughout the whole process, I encountered several failures and successes. One such failure was that I interviewed more parents than I did children of single parents. This I see as a failure due to my wanting to make the project more about the children rather than the single parents. And I felt that since I interviewed and gathered more information from the single parents, I did not focus on the children as much as I needed to. One success was the completion of my product. I feel this is a success because I actually had issues with acquiring photos and information from individuals in order to construct the product. In this project, I actually learned a lot about myself. One such lesson I learned about myself was that it is never good to procrastinate because you will fall behind. The second was that it is always a good thing to keep an agenda with you and use it because you never know when you'll need it. The third lesson I learned about myself was that it is alright to ask for help when you need it, which I did quite a few times. Now, before I end my presentation, I'd like to share with you 3 important facts that impacted me. The first was that only 30% of single parents get child support a month, and the average of that child support is only about $430. Second fact I'd like to share with you is that according to the Census Data Report of America, in 2000, 18.8% of about 1,000 single parent families had to both work and get welfare. The third fact I'd like to share with you actually came from my interviews with children of single parents. When asked how they felt they were impacted in a single parent home, most responded with the answer that they became more independent. Thank you for your time this evening.